I'm Donna with Donna's Things. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you taking your time, checking out this video, checking out what we're doing over here at Donna's Things. Thank you so very much. And of course, if you are returning, you know my heart, I appreciate you and your time just as much. And hello all subscribers, I appreciate you too. So we got a plane flying over. Happy Tuesday. This is April, and what I have for April is layering. And so last week's video, I did like a little glimpse of 5 layering pieces that I had made. I am going to break them up. I'm not going to show them to you all at one time, but today I have 3 pieces and what I have on to show you. And I also have a second video that will post today, sharing a little bit of me making one of these garments. So let's get started with the first pattern. That's B6328. I made the vest. I made this, they call it a jacket, but cover up type thing. And I made the jacket. So I used the 3 different views, 1 pattern, 3 views, 3 pieces that gives you so many different looks. Now at the end of the video, as always, I show you what it looks like on. I'm not going to show you the many different ways and things that you can wear with it, but it's kind of like basic colors right here, so you should be able to get an idea of what I did. So let's get started with what I have on. Now this is not really a layering piece, and in the description box is where you'll find what pattern this is, because I couldn't find, I don't even know how I managed to do that. I'm changing my pattern system, and I think I'm getting a little confused. So when I find this, you know, regular old sweatshirt pattern, I will list it in the description. However, it's raining outside today, a little bit cool. So the reason I said I'm going to call this a layering piece, this wasn't in the plan, but today I was like, oh, this is layering, because I have on like a short sleeve t-shirt and some black casual pants. But because of the coolness, because of the rain, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to put something else on. So I was like, okay, this is layering, because you have on your lighter pieces building up to your heavier pieces. And it started off so that you could be warm, but today we're layering basically for looks. So if I went outside and it got very hot, I could easily take this sweatshirt off and I still have on a t-shirt. But this sweatshirt is really nice. Let me see. Hold on. If you can see it. If you can see the fabric, it's a very lightweight knit, and these are actually holes. So that makes it really nice. So just a plain sweatshirt. Got my t-shirt under it. You can see the darker color, maybe you can, up under it, as opposed to seeing my skin through here. I found a solid piece of gray ITY stretch knit that I use for the band around the bottom and around the neck, because I didn't want to use the fabric with the holes as the band. And the sleeves, as you can see, I just left them real free. So this technically is also a layering piece. Now, this first one I'm going to show you is view D. Let's see. That would be this one. Now, this particular one is out of a rayon challis. This is the black and white polka dot It's on top of all these other clothes. The most important feature on this one is the way the collar or the neckband drape. So you have your front pattern piece that actually extends into the neck. So there's pleats going across here to give it a nice gathered pleated look, and there's a seam right here, and which was part of the front that attached itself to the back. But that is all to this piece. Of course, you can see it's sleeveless. I put the bias tape around the armhole so that you could see it this way. So here it is. Here's that piece in here, and it gives you this pleated look that's back here. That allows it to drape. And then as the bottom is like handkerchief, so the front falls down into that V point on each side. I know this looks kind of crazy. It's nothing to it, but it is very, 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 very pretty on. As you can see, it just drapes and, you know, does whatever it needs to do. I would wear it with a belt. When you see it in the videos, I feature it with a belt. It took me an hour to cut and make this because it's just your front and back. There are no facings or anything. It's just a rollover hem. Now, in this case, I only did the rollover. If I make this again and use this same fabric, I probably would interface that front part before I roll it over. Just to, I don't know, it probably for comfort, because this lays flat, but it would lay even more flat if the interfacing was in here. But otherwise, it's just a rollover. You can't even really tell because of the fabric. It's a beautiful fabric. It's just a rollover all the way around. All the way around. But it's really, really cute. And like I said, I do have a video. You can see that back. I do have a video with me styling this. Perfect layering piece, because under here could be a tank top with a belt, you know, or under here could be long sleeve. Under here could be a turtleneck. Under here could be a tube top. Whatever you might want to wear with this. You could put on a long sleeve top, then put this on top of it, drape some jewelry. So this is layering piece number one. I went with the black and white polka dot so that I could get several wears out of it, because I could wear red bottoms, I could wear yellow bottom, I could put on a purple bottom, I could put on my lime green pants with that, and just keep and have a lot of fun with it. So that's garment number one. Garment number two, let me show you view B, which is the vest. If you can see it really well, you could see the vest is just open, sleeveless, straight across the bottom, but it does have that high collar. And you can see that, let's see, right there. So it has this very high collar, which turned out nice. The reason my vest is orange is because when I first saw and purchased the pattern, I decided I wanted orange just like that, and I chose an orange peach skin fabric. So you can see the high collar. Now you can kind of see my facings through here. I was gonna take them out and do something different, but no, I'm not. So you can see the high up collar here, and of course here's your collar right here. So it's quite wide. It's about 1.5 inches wide, maybe a little bit more, but it's short too. You know, here's the waist, so it drops down below the waist, and it just sits on you just like that. It's sleeveless. Now, it did have facings. I put bias tape because kind of messed up a piece of the fabric, so I couldn't, I didn't go back and cut a facing. But here's your neck facings. This time what I did was made a seam. I sewed the inner facing to the facing, turned it under so that we could get this nice clean finish like that. Here's the bias tape. I found this deep orange bias tape, top stitched. Yeah, this is top stitched around the arm. And they do a double front. So the front, the whole front piece is a facing, and it's hand stitched. You're gonna see this in the video of me making it, but it's this part is hand stitched down. So the front is doubled, but the back is just a single layer of fabric. And then of course it's just hemmed, and you guys know me, it's hemmed by hand. This is another simple piece, depending on how you like to layer, because some people go all the way. Somebody would take this jacket and put this little orange vest over it and wear it, since the jacket doesn't have a collar. I would never do anything like that, but that's layering. So I see a lot of this. So you could have on sleeveless with this orange vest. You could have on something with sleeves. You could put on a summer dress that just has the spaghetti straps. Almost anything you want to do with this. You could, if you wanted to wear this in the fall, you could put on a lightweight sweater and throw this over it just for some color. So different things you can do with it. And again, made from that same pattern. And here it is. And the peach skin is absolutely beautiful. The third piece that I made from that pattern is view A, and that's the jacket right here. Plain, it's just as plain as the vest. It does not have the collar, and I chose this black and white stripe. This is a spandex. Is it a rayon? This is a rayon spandex, actually. You can see it has some stretch to it. But it's this, here's the front, just like the vest. It has the front, the, you know, complete front as a facing, just like the vest. This has sleeves, so you have the long sleeve. The back looks the same. The length is pretty much the same. I may have shortened it by an inch, if that. There's no collar, so it's just the facing that's on that. And as you can see, here it is here. Now the orange vest, I did not top stitch all around, but the jacket does have top stitching, not around the bottom, but up the front and around the neck. I did this one with just regular surgeon thread, but I hand work. You can see the facing's not going anywhere because I slip stitched all the way around. It's tacked down by hand on the side, just like it is on the vest, and here's the sleeve. So this is another layering piece, and you know, with the jacket you can have on 2 tops, 3 tops. You could put on a long sleeve top, then you can put on a real sheer or cute sleeveless kind of full flowing top, and then you could just layer your jacket right on top of it, whichever way you want to do. You could have on something, put the vest on, and then put this piece on top of it. When I bought this fabric, I had a jacket and shorts in mind. But when I got home and looked at it, I was like, you know what? I don't really want all those stripes going on. Let me pick something really simple. So I added it to the layering group. And I also made a pair of pants to go with it. And for the pants, I used an old McCall's pattern, 7198. Just made the pants, And they just real simple. These I think have a zipper. Mine has elastic, but I chose to use this. I'm not really sure what it has because I just used front and back and sewed it. But mine has elastic in it. They do fit straight and then bell out a little bit. McCall 7198. And they are just super cute because there's nothing to them. Let's see. They're just a regular old pair of pants. As you can see, they have some give. So it's elastic, but barely, because I really could pretty much get them on because of all the give. But they were a little bit loose, so I put a little teeny bit of elastic in. Here's your pants. You got that little bitty bell at the bottom. Hemmed the pants on the machine, keeping everything very, very casual. So you could wear the the black and white striped pants. I can throw on the orange vest. I can have a shirt, you know, up under the vest. I could go with just a tank top. There's a way to mix and match. Now, I wouldn't wear the polka dot one with the, I don't know why they call that a jacket, but they do. I wouldn't wear that with the stripe, but somebody would. And when I put it together, just looking at it, it actually looked kind of cute. So I don't know, I might get a chance to show you that because I'll do pictures after this. But those are the first three garments, plus my sweatshirt and the pants, that I want to show you in this video. I went and watched a lot of videos on layering to see what people are doing, because like I said, those are the pieces that I'm missing out of my closet. Lots of tops, lots of bottoms, and of course dresses, but that because I'm coming from a work wardrobe, because I've come from pretty much strictly black, white, gray, and beige, you know, like that, I had to get with some color. I decided to get with some color. So I've added a lot of pieces to my wardrobe, but I still gravitate to the black and white or the tan and white. And I'm thinking, well, if you're going to do that, then get some coloring pieces, and that's where my layering comes in. I understand that layering could also be, you go a step further, you got your top, you got your vest, you got your jacket, and then you're going to throw your jewelry on, you know. So I just watched all kinds of videos just to see what was out there. At the end of the day, you know what we're all going to do. We're going to wear whatever we want to wear, and that's it. But I do want to say, not always, and I've said this before, not always am I choosing the most current patterns. I do think I choose pretty nice fabrics and color choices, but when I make these garments, because I'm basically just a classic, simple person when it comes to dress, I'm also mindful of you who are watching my videos. I can tell from the analytics, you know, with YouTube, pretty much the age group and so on of who watches the video. So I am hoping that I am making garments that inspire you to use the same patterns. Nothing flamboyant, nothing way out there. But then at the same time, if you want to go that way, you know, your fabric choice can do that for you. So I hope that there is something here you might want to make. You have all these jackets. There's a fourth piece on here, which is the jacket like my black and white one, except it's longer. They do the longer version. They do the high collar. Now, I will tell you, the longer jacket, the longer one, let me show you. This one here. It has pockets. So everyone who likes pockets, you can put them in anything anyway. But if you like pockets and you like this pattern, this is it. There are no pockets in any of those. They could have gone in that flowy piece, but the orange piece and the black and white, they don't even put pockets because the jacket's too short, I think, you know, to have those pockets in it. But this longer version, you could easily add some pockets. You can color block as they did. You can do what you want to do. Very basic, very, very simple pattern. So that is what I have for you today. The first 3 pieces of the layering series. I will next week, when I come back, I have 3 more pieces. I gave you a glimpse of 5. But I do have 3 more. So this is 3. I have 3 more pieces to show you. But they're jackets and vests, you know. And then I think that I am pretty much going to be good for the spring. The orange is bright. It's not regular in my color palette. But with it being the spring and summer, that orange is going to look nice with my tans. It's going to look nice with my whites. I can wear it with black. I might be able to put it on with some yellow. I can definitely put that orange on with some black and white. So this wasn't really a coordinated group, but because the way I see things, you know, I'm always thinking mix and match, mix and match. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button, share my channel, subscribe if you will. I would even appreciate that for sure. However, you know what I say. Ring that bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And like I said, there's 2 videos today because I have a video showing you how I am making the jacket, the black and white jacket, to this piece. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye. Okay. So as I said, the vest is just very simple. That high collar, here's the collar. Here's your back, right at the middle of the hip. And it actually just lays flat, just like this. You can wear a tank top under it. You could put sleeves up under it. You might, you know, maybe you want to belt it, whatever you might want to do. But this is what this vest looks like. Okay, this is the other one. Just simple, very flowy, like this in the back. Here's the neck piece gathering around there. And if you can see really well, you got the front coming down into this V here on both sides, and you can wear it just like this. Very flowy. But if you chose to, you could put a belt on. It can be, you know, a belt that just kind of does this. And it still goes down into that point. Looks really cute if you want to style it like this. Just simple, simple layering pieces. Here we are. This one I got rolled up if you want to roll it up. Or you could just go regular. It's just the same jacket with no collar, sleeves and no collar. And it just sits on you just like this. Now, I personally would not do this, but I don't know what, you know. These days we are wearing whatever we want to wear. As you can see, the vest is longer than the jacket. But you can see they're the same garment except the collar, and the vest is sleeveless. So I don't know. And then of course, as I showed you, this is what that sweatshirt looks like. So that's my idea of layering. I'm sure there are a lot more pieces that can be made, a lot more to do, but it's simple enough. And be it for it, while it's new to me, that's about how those garments are gonna go. See you in the next video. Bye.